What's up, guys? Real Estate Bros back with another video. We're going to take a little walk today and go over some numbers for Malkowski, which is the main house we've been working on. If you haven't seen any of the videos, make sure you go back and check some of them out to see what we've been doing. So we're just going to go on a little walk and check out some numbers. So we're about 6.5 months in now on this job. I wasted 2 months, and then my last contractor, if you've seen the videos, it wasn't the best. It was his first big project like that, and I definitely took some blame in that too. I should have been moving him along faster. I should have done things faster. So we're 6.5 months in, and we have a decent amount of work to still go, but we got the house pretty much ready to go, to be able to move forward and actually get some things rolling. We got permits pulled and all that. So we'll get back to that probably next week. We should have some work going on that again. So numbers. Originally, the appraisal came in at $270,000. And that's obviously after all the repairs are made, and I'm thinking and hoping that maybe we can get closer to 300. Looks like on the high end maybe 320, but we're in a really desirable part of town, in a good area, actually just outside of city limits, but still real close to everything, and kind of in an expensive part of town. So that's going to help us out. So the total estimated cost for this job is $244,550. Estimated profit was $25,450. If we can reach that ARV of 300,000, our profits are looking more like $55,450. That's assuming we come in on budget. We bought the property for $65,000. The cost to close on the property was $7,480.47. The total down payment for this property was $13,536.70. Total cash to close was $21,017.17. The lender fees were $645. The appraisal was $600. The inspection was $400. The attorney doc prep fees were $400. The title and the survey was $1,506.50. The insurance for the year for risk insurance was $1,336. The holding cost for this property includes all the interest, insurance, travel, utilities, all that stuff. So far we've paid in interest $3,792.11. Property tax, we paid $638.46. Insurance, which we've already said, was $1,336. Travel for this job specifically, we calculate and track all the miles that we drive for this job, and we break it down at 72.5 cents per mile, which is what the government allows. And we've spent $1,273.03. The utilities for this job so far has came in at $255.10. We got one loan extension so far. We're hoping to not have to get another one, but we'll see. That's going to cost us $1,954.80. So that puts our total holding cost so far for the job at $9,000 $249.50. We budgeted for this $16,300. And based off of kind of my estimates is I think we're on pretty good track for that. We may go over a little bit depending if we need to do another loan extension. We may end up going a little bit over that. But I think we're doing pretty good on that. So, into some of the work side. A water heater. So far we've bought our water heater and we paid $700. Our budget for that was $1,000. For demo, we paid $4,000. Our budget for that was $4,900. To clean the house out, I think that was before we started getting videos of stuff. Maybe we'll post some pictures later for you guys to see or something. But this house was full of junk. It was nasty, crazy, packed full. To clean it out, we paid $3,500, included dumpsters, labor, and all that. And our budget was $3,500. For foundation work, we paid $9,000. Our budget for that was $10,500. On the roof, I told you I was going to update you on that. We got that done. I got all that stuff figured out. So for the roof, we paid $9,582.04. Our budget was $9,700. So we came in under budget on that, and that included all of the OSB that we had to put on for labor and materials for that. So, if we didn't have to do that, we would have came in probably like $3,000 under budget. But we do what we got to do. So all that stuff is done. Some things that aren't done, but we have some costs for so far, are permits and inspections. We paid $400 so far for that, and we have $1,000 in the budget. Contractor cost, we have $100, and our budget is $0. So our new contractor is just working things a little different. We kind of had all of our costs just calculated in there without specific contractor cost, but this contractor has given me his actual cost. So we're gonna do that, and hopefully we'll come in under budget on some things to have room for that. Framing and subfloor. This is where we got killed, and the house almost fell down, and we had to call in a master framer to come save us last minute, and all that. And we're still not done. We still got to do some work on the floors, things like that. So far, we've spent materials and labor $14,957.02. Our budget for framing and subfloor was $7,500. On light fixtures, I bought 4 fans at a really good deal. They were on sale, so I just bought them. Came into $306.47. Our budget for lighting fixtures is $2,500. Delivery fee. So far, we've spent $129. Our budget for delivery is $500. Miscellaneous, we've spent $350, and that was to get the yard cleaned up a little bit after we were transitioning contractors. And our budget for miscellaneous is $1,750. So estimates that we've gotten so far, these are true estimates. They came out, looked at the job, gave us more of a bid, so they should be very, very close to these numbers. Electrical, everything included electrical, minus like finish lights and things like that. But all the rough stuff, all the wires, all the plugs, all the boxes, stuff like that. we got an estimate for $9,000. Our budget for that is $7,000. HVAC, we got an estimate for $10,800. Our budget for that was $10,500. Plumbing, we got an estimate for $5,600, and our budget for that was $5,600. Insulation, we got an estimate for $5,500, and our budget for that was $5,500. Flooring, I got an estimate for that for $4,528, and our budget for that was $7,200. So, just to give you guys some totals, that's about all we've got done so far. So total, assuming our estimates come in as accurate, and again, they should be very, very, very close, maybe lower, as we're still getting some estimates. We came in for a total of $78,452.53. Total actually spent so far on work and materials is $43,024.53. And the total cost right now includes purchasing the land, all holding costs, all contractor costs, all labor, all materials. We're in it for $124,591.20. That's where we're at right now. Based off of money, we are about halfway. And I'm feeling pretty comfortable with this. I think we're somewhat on track. The sewer is going to mess us up. That's probably going to set us back at least $6,000 over budget, maybe $8,000 over budget. We'll have to see. We still haven't got the estimate back on that. So that one's going to mess us up some. So I'm kind of projecting, just based off of what I think and stuff, I think we're going to come in maybe 10 to 15,000 over budget on this one. And there's still room for profit there. I feel like that's not too bad for our first one and such a large project. I mean, this thing was a big project. Did everything to this thing. By the time we're done, it's basically a brand new house. So that's all I got for you today. That was a long walk. Went to the end of our property, and we're not even to the other side yet. But that was probably like half a mile, so I'm out of breath a little bit. I need to get some more exercise. But that's going to be it for this one. There's a deer right there. I don't know if you guys can catch that. Literally 2 deer just laying down. All right. Catch you guys on the next one. Real Estate Bros out.